Welcome back to the We Was Watching podcast. I'm your host, Brandon.
My audio's already messing up. I'm your other host, Chanel.
And we are back to talk about Foundation, the season finale. Great season. Can you hear me, Chanel?
Yeah, I feel like I didn't hear you say I'm Brandon.
Okay, but you can hear me now. We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. So before we get into the show, if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave us a review. If it's 5 stars, we'll read it on the show. You can also watch us stream live on YouTube at youtube.com/@WeWasWatching, or just search for the We Was Watching podcast. Subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and hit the notification bell so you can see us go live every week. You can also email the show, wewaswatchingpodcast@gmail.com. And also follow us on social media on all the different socials at We Was Watching. Chanel, were you excited as I was? No?
It's possible. It's not possible because you really love this show.
How are you? This finale was so epic. So much stuff happened in this finale.
It was.
And I told Chanel last week after we recorded, I was thinking about the show. I don't know what
Shit is doing it again.
I was thinking about you're back.
Did you get robot voice?
No.
Okay, it was me.
I was thinking about the show, and I sent the message to Chanel, and I said, I know who the mule is.
You did. No, that was crazy. But to be fair, have you been just throwing around darts at everyone on the board all season?
I knew it wasn't the dude. I knew it wasn't him.
You thought maybe it was somebody else, but I wonder if it's because you just kept throwing out, hey, it could be this person, it could be that person, because you thought it was the banjo player at first.
Yes, I thought it was Magnifico. I knew it wasn't him. And then I figured out who it was. And I told Chanel, I had a eureka moment. I said, I got it.
Yeah. And so I am very curious about how the fuck I still don't understand how.
So when
So
we
let's
get to
start with
that
that.
part, I'll tell you all this. When I started thinking about the show that night, I was like, oh my God, this makes none of this makes sense. It has to be Bayta. And we found out this episode it was Bayta. But let's do one quick well, we'll let you go as long as you want, but I don't really have anything. But let's talk about what we've been on, and then we'll get into the show because I'm super excited to talk about this show. Don't watch TV. So now, what have you been watching the last few days?
Poker Face on NBC.
What is that?
Or on NBC on Peacock. Oh my goodness, it's like a modern day Columbo with a twist. It's Natasha Lyonne. She was like the lady who worked at the synagogue in Fantastic Four. Okay. And you see that? Look, you see, I got a standing desk. It's coming down now. Okay, great. She has like big curly red hair. She's in other stuff, but she just has this skill where she knows when people are lying or not. It's just something she knows. And then she just keeps getting caught up in people's mess because like somebody would be talking a bit, oh man, I don't know who killed him. She's like, bullshit. And so through that, she's just been solving these murders. No, it's just like a talent she has. And she was using it at first in the casino environment. And long story short, like season 1 ran her out of town. Season 2 now, she's exploring the country. So she's getting into all this random stuff. There was one episode that had Sam Richardson and Corey Hawkins in it. It was very hot. I love them two together. Yeah, you love Sam Richardson too.
Do I?
I still can't. So you've never seen Detroiters? We talk about this.
No, I've never seen Detroiters.
Well, out of respect for me, you need to love him and Tim Robinson. I won't accept anything else.
So you're making us watch this show only because he's from Detroit?
Detroiters is a fantastic show that's ahead of its time. It's a show now where people regularly want it to come back for another season because it just wasn't like Comedy Central just didn't give it what it deserved at the time. Detroiters is, I guarantee you, just the pilot will get you in, and then from there it goes. It's just it's so ridiculous. You would enjoy it. It's like Curb. It's like Curb in Detroit with a little bit less. Larry, you fucking idiot. It's a little bit less that. But it's great. Anyway, so Sam Richardson is he's a Detroiter who is gonna do great things. And so there was that episode. There's she has a recurring voice role from Steve Buscemi. It's like a who's who. So it is like Columbo because like everybody who's a big deal is in a random episode. So there was damn, I'm not gonna be able to remember anyone's name, but there's John Cho, who was the guy who played in Flower Moon, the captain in Flower Moon of when we recap Murderbot, and then Melanie Linsky, who she's in a lot of stuff, but she's in Yellow Jackets, which you haven't watched, which is insane. And that was one episode in itself. And then Gutta, who you would know if you watched Dave, was in it randomly in that episode. And there was another one where Awkwafina was in an episode with Alia Shawkat from Search Party. And hold on, there's another. David Allen Greer is randomly in that episode. Randomly, he's a very annoying soup for a building. Patty, what is her name? I can't tell you her last name, but she's also from I Think You Should Leave. So again, this is for the people to watch. We was watching podcasts as a show for blurs and aspiring baddies who love sci-fi, fantasy, TV, film, action, and dramatic rom-com, and aren't afraid of the race and politics that's in everything. I think I've got it. I pretty much got it. Our thing memorized now. But anyway, if you watch this show, either you're Brandon and you have read every single comic book in the world, or you're me and you don't know what this is, but you just like TV and film. And so this is who I'm speaking to. So if you, I want to make a bingo card, and I want to know as I name these, if people, I want fans to be able to tell us if they know the people I'm talking about on the bingo card. Wouldn't that be fun?
We don't have digital bingo cards.
It's a thing. I'm sure it's a thing. There's digital bingo there's bingo on your mobile phone, so we can do that. There's mobile bingo games. Don't create a challenge, because then I'll have to figure it out.
That's the point.
Just say it would be a great idea. Yeah, no, I just wonder how many people know these random actors that I'm fanning out over. So anyway, she has these
Everyone knows
situations
David
where
Alec Greer.
everyone doesn't.
Oh, maybe.
I think is he more black famous than famous?
No. Maybe actually.
Like, I guarantee you, everybody who's listening to this show does not know who Houdini is. The other day we made that reference, we lost a lot of people in that reference. I don't know if you know our demographic well enough.
They know Houdini.
Like, Mombasa in South Africa had to look up Houdini. Mombasa does not know who the hell Houdini was.
Everyone knows Friends. Everyone knows that song.
And when they hear that, they think Jennifer Aniston. Do you know our demographic? They're thinking that you mean the show that took Living Single and flipped it and made it white and filmed in New York and didn't have no black people in it. They think that's what you mean by Friends. So no, anyway, the show it's very good because she's able to she's accidentally solving the last episode I just watched, Method Man was in it. He was great. So she's able to like help accidentally solve these crimes. Oh, Cynthia Erivo had an episode where she played quadruplets.
Okay, maybe I'll watch this one day. Maybe.
She was really good. She played. I haven't sold you with Cynthia Erivo playing quadruplets.
No,
she played 4 of herself. I'm not trying to sell you. I'm just describing it. If I was trying to sell you, I would tell you so if you like mysteries or procedurals at all, you will like it. If you like a modern twist on it, you will like it. It's not there's like adult language in it, which I appreciate. It's not super sexualized though, so like it's an adult show, but not something that you can't necessarily watch around teens, you know. She's solving a murder mystery every episode for the most part, and the way she gets into it is what's interesting, and I really enjoy it because it'll give you, like, you know, great actors of our day, recognizable faces, and the story, like, there's some funny throughout. She can be annoying, but she's great. She's great at her character is great. And it's like even though somebody's dying every show, it's kind of like still a silly show at the end of the day. Like, it's high stakes, but it's not. So anyway, I do appreciate it. And the different stories that it tells. It's a Columbo. It's like every episode you're gonna drop into a new person's world in a new situation, and then usually the murders are accidents, and it's kind of figuring that out. So I've been watching Poker Face. I've been catching up with season 2. It came out ages ago, so that's on me. But that goes back to my issue with finishing shows that I like. I don't like catching up on stuff. Like, I don't even want to tell you the show that I haven't finished, and I went to go try to finish it and I couldn't finish it. So it'll just be unfinished for another year. I've been watching that. I went to the movies. Did I go to the movies since we last talked?
No. You went to the movies the day before we last talked.
So, and I said I saw Lurker. Yep. Lurker, so I haven't been to the movie since then. Did we podcast on a Wednesday? We did, because of the holiday. Because I was traveling. And yeah, I don't think I've had time for any other movies. Our Marvel rewatch, we're paused right now at Black Widow. So that's the next Marvel movie. Oh, I'm lying. I watched a movie last night. Oh my God. Called it was Steven Soderbergh, Benicio del Toro, Don Cheadle, fucking Mad Men, No Sudden Move. No Sudden Move. It came out in 2021. We watched it last night, and it's about Detroit in the 50s. And I didn't know it was based on a true story, but it's about this conspiracy that the big four automakers, before American Motors was out of here, the big four automakers had a conspiracy to hide their the well, actually this is absolutely ruining the movie, so do not listen to this if you plan on watching that movie, because literally this is the whole point of the movie.
So don't
But
ruin the
big four
movie
automakers,
then.
spoiler alert, the
How you
person
know
can
I
skip
want to be
ahead.
spoiled?
You wouldn't think about this damn movie.
You don't know.
Were you thinking about watching No Sudden Move? Oh, Kieran Culkin is in it too,
See, I watch everything.
and
he's
Brendan
in.
Fraser. Okay, then you would have watched it because it came out in 2021.
That's not long
You get
enough to
4
spoil
years.
it.
Do you get 4 years of grace? How many years grace do we get?
That's you get 5 years.
Can we get a spoiler alert sound?
Yes, I'll get that for next week. That's a good idea. We do need that.
Anyways, guys, I'm gonna tell y'all anyway. So, because he's not gonna watch this movie. I don't know why he just said that. The point is that the four automakers. Oh, and Matt Damon's in it too. And they were basically, there was a time when cars were being dishonest about how much pollution they were putting in the air. See, not a big spoiler, but the whole point is that they were able to take advantage of that, and that's kind of the and then David Harbour. Sorry, the names are coming back to me, but it's a very good movie, and it's very interesting because it's like these criminals get put together to like form like a gang to do a job, and Benicio del Toro's very racist from the beginning, and so it's like it's set in Detroit in the 1950s, and it reminds you of all of that. So, John Hamm. There we go. It was a cast of characters. It was a big movie. I'm not sure why you haven't seen it, but I did not mind watching it. It was good. It was slow to start, but it got you there. And yeah, see, I have a wide range of movie tastes. I don't just watch Marvel. I don't just watch Columbo.
Well, I'm not going to waste any more time because I want to talk about the show. But I will say I watched.
We weren't wasting time just now.
We're wasting time from not talking about the show.
We're not going to delay, but don't say waste. Waste is the wrong word.
Okay, fair.
Wrong word.
But I will say I watched the YouTube video.
About
another podcast about aliens. But this one was more so a question. So I'm going to ask you this question, Chanel. We spend most of our time and money trying to find life outside. Not most of our time, but we spend a lot of time and money in terms of astronomy and space study and science, trying to find life, signs of life away from Earth, right? In our solar system and out, looking for signals, sending probes out, satellites, et cetera, et cetera. So the question of this podcast was, should we spend less time trying to find life and more time trying to alert other creatures potentially out there that we exist? Should we be sending signals into space? Should we be doing stuff to try to say, hey, look at us, we're here. Look at us, we're here.
Is it not the same thing?
No, because we don't really do stuff like trying to send signals outside the solar system, things like that.
But if we send out a probe, somebody and it picks up, and if I guess what I'm trying to say is if they have the technology if whatever technology we send out to probe them, if they are sentient enough to have the technology to be reached out to, they have the technology to see that we sent a signal.
But they don't know it's from us.
Same thing? Well, I don't know if they need to know as much as they. What are we warning? Hey, we're here.
Well, the idea about it was like, hey, maybe we'll find intelligent life out there if we start, instead of keep looking for it, if we start trying to get their attention with stuff.
So I would say right now, I don't know. This is a very American-centric view. I don't think we have the capacity right now for company. Like, I don't think we should have any new people coming in right now because we got too much going on with the people on Earth. And
I feel like aliens might bring us together. Something we can all get behind.
If you don't think that what's his name would use aliens to instill martial law and send troops into your house to tell you that that's him watching out for you so that the aliens don't get you, and everybody should get a new automatic rifle in case the aliens are not bulletproof. If you don't think that's what that would do, then you're not scared enough right now.
No, I'm
Sorry,
not.
buddy.
Aliens are bigger than a country. If they were to
You're
come here,
saying that, but you're
if aliens were to come here, they're not United States aliens. They're
okay.
aliens of
We talked
Earth.
about that before. That's not you're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm saying what our country would do in response to it would make our lives worse in the meantime while they're going through that. So you know what? Okay, if the aliens land in Seattle, those people down there are having a good old time getting other aliens. The aliens are bringing them together. Meanwhile, in Detroit, they got the National Guard. So we're dealing with that, but the aliens haven't even stopped to this city yet. It's a big country. So by the time the aliens make their way here,
You making
you're
the U.S. centric. What if they land in Africa?
that's my point. If they don't land anywhere near you, they're gonna make our country worse in the meantime because of them.
I don't agree.
Do you not think they would use that as an excuse to do martial law, to break down all the laws and say that only the president has executive power right now? Are you joking?
No, because it wouldn't even help them. It wouldn't even help you be more of a dictator. That would make you less of a dictator.
Based on what? What are you saying?
The idea would be you want to get to them aliens. You want to get to them aliens. Causing problems here to distract you from getting to them aliens and putting all your resources and military internally when you need to get to them aliens ain't gonna help you get to them aliens. We need the military to get to them aliens. If them aliens can get here, we need every single weapon and troop and everything we got to make sure they're not trying to take us over. Brings us together. That's the point.
I think you're living in a fantasy world right now.
Brings us all together. You'll see.
You're living in a world where the government is not fascist, and that is
no.
What's
I'm
happening.
living in a world where what a fascist government would do.
A
fascist government would
right.
attack the biggest threat.
And in the meantime, they'd be like, okay, guys, because we're attacking the biggest threat, no more doctors, because we need all the doctors for the alien to fight against the aliens. So you can't go to the doctor no more. Hey, by the way, we're cutting off insurance coverage. They would use it as a way. Our lives would become worse in the meantime. You're telling me that this current government we're dealing with right now would be like, you know what, guys? Here's some free healthcare because the aliens are here. That's not how.
I don't think it has anything to do with that. I said they would use the military to be going after the aliens. We might get a draft instituted.
But there's no way that I think that would we might. I think you have like a really positive view. You're not pessimistic enough about our current government.
No, I'm not. I read a lot of books.
Have you read Mein Kampf?
No. But I know
there's some
that
parts in there. You remember that part? You remember from Succession?
Oh, was that
in Succession? I read it a couple times.
Yes, you're right.
Like I read it a couple times. It's like, what didn't you get the first time that you need to?
So anyway, we need to send out radio waves. We need to send out satellite waves and radio waves and ultraviolet rays and all the different rays.
Let me go on YouTube so I can do a poll. Are we fucked?
We need to send out all the different types of rays out there so that the aliens can find it. Speaking of aliens, you know what's funny about Foundation? There's no aliens.
Depends on what you determine an alien to be.
All the people that we've seen on Foundation are descendants of Earth that have expanded into the universe. And so they basically found these planets where, no living organism, like no living people, intelligent life existed. And then they built up life there on these planets. But these are not like the people we see in Foundation are not like beings who originated from these planets, from Trantor and the Cloud Dominion and all that stuff. These are people who came from Earth, and we left Earth for a reason and expanded into the universe. So we haven't seen no aliens. Even the robots are from Earth. Even the robots are from Earth. So we haven't seen no alien. I don't even think we've seen any alien Oh no, we have seen alien animals on Trantor. Like when they were in the garden, we saw like some alien flying animals and a couple things like that. So we've seen some alien animals, but we haven't seen any alien intelligent like on our intelligent life in Foundation, which is interesting. Now that I think about it. But this season finale of hold on. Let's get into the story of the recap.
Once upon a time in the projects, yo.
So no, were you blown away by the reveals in this episode?
No. Not at all.
What were you watching? This show, there was so much that happened here.
Your question was I blown away?
Yes.
No.
Like surprised. Were you surprised?
Now, did I no? Now, did I enjoy it? Yeah, but was I blown? Was I? No.
I didn't ask you if you thought it was the greatest show ever. I said, were you shocked? Like, were you surprised by what they found out?
Well, you had already told me that it was Bayta.
Yeah, but you didn't believe me. You dismissed me.
But that doesn't mean that my brain wasn't ready. Like, once you put it in my head, I'm like, that's why. Like, you kind of ruined the surprise for me. Yeah. No, that's okay. I didn't actually need it to be surprised. But
I ruined it.
No, there was nothing. I think you know what? Because what happened is in the beginning, when Dusk walked into that chamber, I said, "See, he's not scared enough because I would have blew everything up." I swear I said that to myself out loud. And then he proceeded to do that. So I was like, well, I kind of called it because it makes sense because of all the empires we've seen. This is the one who seems the most shook about this ascension. So I wasn't surprised or shocked when he went and did what it makes sense for a character who's willing to do the petty stuff he did before. Like, all of it tracks to me when we put it all together like that. So no, I think maybe more so like the writing was it wasn't predictable. You can never say that, but more so like the story led to itself, if that makes sense.
I agree. I think that's a good way to put it. I like what you just said. So it starts off with Dusk getting ready for his ascension. Dusk is standing outside looking at the world on his last day alive. He walks into the room with all the clones in the tanks, and he looks at his clone, and then we pan out and we see that there's like so many clones, like going way up into like the ceiling. Then the Dusk sees next down to the decanted, like the new dawn that's going to be decanted today when he ascends. He says, Empire, like acknowledging it. And so then we see him back in his room, and Chanel was very happy because we got to see naked old man cheeks. So I'm sure that made her very happy. And we see him standing there naked.
I wasn't mad, but I wasn't necessarily happy. I would give you that.
And
I wasn't upset about it.
And they start putting on his ascension clothes. And then they remove his aura that protects him, like a little wristlet. And so he thanks Master Landell for all she's done, says the details are perfect. And he says, my next stop is to get my nanites taken out. Elsewhere in the castle, we see Brother Dude sneak in. And while he's sneaking in, Dusk walks right past the nanites room. And so that's when you know he's up to some shit.
So by the way, I will say this. You could tell there's a couple telltale things. One is out of nowhere he got peace. I don't think so. I don't think that the motherfucker who genocided 3 planets last episode is like, you know what? Hey, I did my best. It's time for me to rest. I don't think that's his vibe. 2 is that he did look great. Like his outfit, his fit, like they had him casket sharp. But he was like being very graceful and very like, oh, thank you. And I was like, I don't know. I was like, oh, maybe he's made his peace. Maybe he slept on it and he feels better, but it was just giving like false peace. And like Brandon said, he walks by the guy and the guy's like, is he late? Like, what is he on the toilet? Like, why is he not here yet? So you can tell something's off. But what threw me was the fact that it took Brother Day all that effort. He had to kill his guard, go off into the sunset, right into the aqueducts, right? Like he had to do all this stuff to get down to Mycogen, and he just walks back into the palace. It's like when it's time to go, he's like, all right, like, what did he take the bus? Like, how did he get back that quickly when the journey to get down there took forever? I actually thought that's the only, like, I don't want to say plot hole, but that's the only thing where I'm like,
well, that's
so
a
he
good
just walked
point.
back
Except we just don't know how long the stuff like. We don't know if the timeline was concurrent with what was happening
yeah,
down
but
there
even
and
then, it's
upstairs.
like he just snuck through the whole, like he just
Well, no, he's still
tiptoed
Empire.
to the
He
castle.
don't have to sneak through.
That's fair, but I guess I would have been surprised because apparently Demerzel gets alerts, right? Like whatever, when the ring doorbell goes off, it goes off in her head. So the fact that she don't know he's back means that nobody saw him or something. You know, I'm just curious about
That's a good point.
that. But that's
Good point.
it's a minor hole in the grand scheme of things, but it's just so funny because he's just upstairs immediately. Like we don't see him at the door, we don't see him like taking the shoes off. He's just back in Demerzel's lair. But that I did really appreciate that scene.
So once he gets to Demerzel's room, he's like very deferential to
He's
him.
reverent. He's like he realizes, oh, I'm in the presence of a goddess.
I didn't take it as that. A little bit. Actually, you might be right. Actually, no, I didn't think about that when I was watching it. I thought of it more so like he was trying to be like, yeah, I was wrong this entire time how I was treating you. It was kind of his way of like apologizing. And
yeah, I think it's both because like he only realizes he's wrong because he starts to see her the way those people see her.
Yeah, good point. And Demerzel says, "Come here, baby. Lay on my bosom." And he brings him over there. And she gets down like when he was a little baby. And he tells her, he's like, you know, you were right. There's a darkness coming. And on Mycogen, they believe it's someone who can stop it. They've been waiting a long time for you. And then he pulls out the robot head, and Demerzel is in complete shock because she sees the fucking robot that she hasn't seen in thousands of years. We cut quickly to New Terminus. Gaal is meditating, talking about how she used to count primes, but she wasn't just counting primes for the hell of it. She was building up a fortress inside of her mind. Everyone she's lost helped build those walls, and there would keep her safe. And we see like flashbacks.
What happened to the race erasure?
I mean, that was just a fling way back when. That was a fling,
Okay, but
600 years ago. Come on now. You still thinking about the person you dated 15 years ago?
I mean, if you tell my story from the beginning and you skip, I don't know. I feel like Harry was her guy. I get it, but like she was cooler with Raish than Harry for a minute. That's all I'm trying to say.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah, they could have gave Albert a little flash. She could have got his little moment.
Her fight with the Mule is inevitable, but it won't be on the battlefield. It'll be in the mental plane. Torrin says, we see Torrin getting strapped up. Says, Beta's at the station. He's talking to Hans, Pritchard. So you're going to save her, right? And Pritchard was like, I mean, if the opportunity comes, I'll get her. But, we got a mission. And Torrin starts to ring his ass out. And then Gaal shows up and he shuts the fuck up. And then Pritchard and Gaal give them their goodbyes and they kiss each other. And so then they get back to the vault and Harry's like, y'all ready? And so we see the vault lifting up, going in the atmosphere, and Mule's like, they're coming. And I'm like, oh shit, we're about to get some action. And he has all his people ready there, and Harry shows up, and these dumbasses start shooting at Harry. I'm like, y'all know he's a hologram. Fuck you shooting at the hologram for? While they're shooting at the fucking hologram, Gaal and her people are like moving through the background with like a mental block so nobody sees them. And when they get to like the place where they're about to go down to get the Mule, Hans is like, all right, y'all go down this way. I got something else to do. And he's like, Gale's like, where the fuck are you going? And he's like, I'm going to try to save everyone I can. And he looks at Torrin. So he's going to try to get Bayta.
Yeah, because Torrin already like tried to convince him earlier, like, please help Bayta. And he was like, I might not be able to get her. She might be too far gone. And he's like, but that's my wife. And I now it's like, damn, him being a good guy, I wonder what impact that had. Like, what would have happened? Like, I'm sure it would still happen, but I wonder what would have happened had he not gone and done that.
Meanwhile, Bayta here is back in the room with Dawn and here's the alarm going off. She's like, well, it must be under attack. We'd be fools if we didn't at least try to get up out of here. And then she just presses a button and the door opens. And she's like, Dawn, let's go. And
I'm like, so you're telling me have they not tried to get out this whole time, or? And then they're like, oh, there's no guards, and I'm like, have you? It's interesting because we don't know if there's ever even been guards. All we've ever known is that we woke up with Empire there and the Mule, and he's come and gone, but we haven't seen any guards in there, so we don't know what it's been like. So I mean, but I guess to be fair, if you're in that room and you're healing, maybe like Empire never had a reason to get up because his legs are fucked up. So it would have been Bayta who would have been the one exploring. So yeah.
Also, there probably was guards because the other Mule didn't know that Bayta was the real Mule, which I'll get to a little bit later when we explain what happened. And so she's like, come on, Empire, let's go. He's like, where the fuck I'm finna go with these legs? Like, what are you talking about? She's like, all right. She's like, should I bow? And he's like, no, you should run. Get the fuck out of here. So she's like, all right. So you see her running out the fucking door.
Well, he says, even sitting down, this is a great last stand. So Empire's like, you know what? They tried to take me out when I was in deep space. I made it out of here. But if I go down when Gaal is freeing people from the grasp of the Mule, this will still be a heroic way, which I agree. Like, he's going out like a hero in his own way, but he genuinely, I was like, damn, in a wheelchair.
So back in the Mule ship, back in Demerzel's room, she's still in awe of the robot. And then we get this great acted scene that I want us to show because she was I forget the actress name. Her name was like, whatever the fuck her name is. She was acting in the scene. She was acting.
Look what we did to you. I know you have no cause to love us, but if the dynasty fell, would you still help us?
I was created to help your species.
Good. Because I think you can.
Look at all the shit still on his chest and stuff. Like, he is fucked up.
You said that you could connect, you could clasp with other robots. You thought you would have to make another like you to have that chance. You don't have to now.
It is a nice thought, but what would be inside this is mechanical only, lifeless.
I heard it speak.
This is like, look, her face is like, I want to do this, but like my program is fighting it. And she's like fighting her programming to like get through this, which is like, but she's doing it all like visually through her face.
It was calling out. It was trying to connect.
I cannot allow myself to believe that. It's too much.
Why? Because if you connect with it, it will free you, won't it?
It would override Cleon the First programming, and I will not allow that. I cannot make a decision that interferes with my directives.
I understand. But there's not a decision in front of you. Not until we know there's still life in this. Right? It's not a choice. Not yet. Just show me how to look.
Look at these two white people, man. They're doing great. Look at this, Look at his face. Look at Lee Pace's face. The pain. The reverence.
Yeah, no,
it's just in his face.
Yeah, they're doing their thing.
And so after that, we cut back and he's like trying to go to work on the robot's head, like the way the Demerzel did maintenance. He sits us up on like this hanger type thing. So then we see Dusk back in the room with the clones, and he is acting so cheerfully, like it's like almost like you've seen it in movies where like psychotic people are acting like super happy and giddy, and he's kind of like that. And you see him with this fucking button in his hand, and you're like, what the fuck is this button? Like, this is not anything good that's about to happen. And we cut back to Demerzel's room. She says something's going on in the clone rooms. She got to go. And Brother Dude's like, stop. don't go. Show me how to do this first. And she's like, my hierarchy is compelling me to do this. So I got to fucking go. And she immediately like turns into a robot. She's standing like almost like a human. And then immediately her arms shift to like the way she holds her arms on her hips and stuff and walks out. It was so crazy to watch in that scene. And so you cut back down to the clone room and Dusk is just destroying all of these clones, like blowing them up into just sacks of meat. It was so disgusting. They're just crashing out of these tanks and like crushing into like sacks of like flesh and meat and blood everywhere. And he starts one by killing the ones that are the most recent. And then he looks up and destroys all of them that were like going up towards the ceiling. And then they just come crashing, like all this blood and stuff just comes crashing down to the ground. One of the Dons was like half alive, laying on the ground. Like his eyes and stuff were still open, his hands were moving. And Demerzel gets to that room, but Dusk is gone. And Brother Dude comes up there and they're like, what the fuck is happening? And then they look over and they see that before that happened, this is important. Quint comes up to Demerzel and is like, hey, I need your help. Like, what the hell's going on? And she's like, look, go to my room, right? There's going to be a book. There's going to be a book there. Take that book to the library. Tell him it's from me, and you'll be straight. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, if Selden was here, he would tell you to do this. So just trust me. So that was what happened when she was on her way to this room. When she got to the room, Brother Dude shows up, and they notice that the new Cleon that's supposed to be born was not blown up, was just taken from his tank. And then they hear her crying, and they're like, oh, shit. And so they leave the room. So then we get back to the Mule ship, and Han saves Bayta from getting shot by one of the Mule's people. And she's like, is Torrin here? Is Torrin still alive? And he's like, yeah, Torrin's straight. He's good. She goes, oh, good, good. And then Han says, wait, the Mule is close. And he starts falling to his feet, and he's holding his head. But then they cut to the real Mule, and he cuts off the lights. So it makes you think that he's like manipulating everybody on the ship at that moment. And so he cuts the power off. They got to find an alternate way into Ember's office. They get into a fight with the Mule. He tries to force Gaal to shoot herself. He's like, you're tired of the fight. Time to relax. It'll be over soon. But before you go, where's the second foundation? I need to know where the second foundation is. And then we see Gaal go inside her mind, and she like gets her chi. No, that's not what it's called. What is it called? Isn't that what it's called?
I don't know what she's trying to say.
When you get you know what I'm talking about, when you get yourself together and you're ready to come
You can
out
say
of it.
chi.
Is that what it's called? Or is
Yeah,
that,
I mean she.
that
No, she
fucked up?
definitely like she definitely gets she definitely charging up. Like she is letting him do all that, and you think that she's losing her energy or like not resisting or having like she's struggling against him, but really she's just like biding her time. And then she gets all her chi, all her aura is all the way up to 100, and she kamehamehas and blasts him off of her basically.
Wow. Look at that
Shut
reference from
up.
you.
That is not a surprise reference from me.
Wow.
Are you joking?
Wow.
Every week you
am-
disrespect me.
I'm happy. I was not expecting that.
You think I don't know nothing about nothing, huh?
No, I think you know a lot about a lot. I just didn't think you knew anything
Okay,
about that.
About Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
Didn't I send you something? Oh, I didn't send you any I didn't send you Goku, did I? I swear I sent you something from Japan, and it was a Goku.
No, you didn't send me nothing from Goku.
I sent you what? Super Mario?
Super Mario. Yes.
Okay, somebody got Goku. I got myself a Piccolo.
You got Piccolo?
Yeah.
What, a t-shirt?
No, like a little figurine from the little store.
So then she comes out and she flips it. She flips the table on him. She topsy-turvies it. And she gets in the Mule's mind and she says, you force people to love you, no matter how many you conquer, how many worlds you conquer. You're still back there on Rossum, wondering why so many people love that baby more than you, and slits his throat, and he's dead.
Love that. Love a good throat slit. Great move.
And you
Very
think it's
definitive
over.
move. Because everything else is like, man, you could bleed out. Gunshot takes a minute for him to die. Throat slit.
I didn't mean to show that. And you think it's over, and then they cut to Gaal, and you get the great scene.
I can still feel someone in my head.
Look at Torin.
Mind
He's
you,
fucked up.
mind you, the professor's there. He's mad defenseless. The professor's just there to document the shit. Like he don't got no gun in his hand. He ain't got no bow and arrow. He's just like, oh, I hope they killed him.
The mule's not dead. Selden said a story doesn't add up. It's not him. It was
Because
never
mind you,
him.
right before that, everybody was like, is it over? Did we win? Because it was like, she killed him. It was low-key anticlimactic. Because it was like, okay, he's dead now. Like, and you're looking at the watch like, okay, we're 20 minutes into this episode. Like, what the fuck? So you recognize something else is clearly going on because they built it up like her battle with the mule would be this big thing that happens with fire all around her. Like, we've seen the vision. And so she actually kills him, and we're like, but this is not how it's supposed to look or what was supposed to happen. So it just, something feels unfinished about it.
Who is it?
Do you ever think about how, so like when this happens, we hear the music and we see the camera swivel and we understand she's in her head. But you ever think about how awkward that is as an actor?
Yes. All the time. I think about that. That's why
Like,
these
it's just in
people are
there.
so
She's like,
good.
okay, can I see you try? Let me see you try it. Please.
What, act like somebody's in my head?
Yeah. You ready? And see.
That's how it would look.
Wonderful. I'd hire you any day. That's hilarious. Because you actually did seem frustrated. You seemed like it was something you were trying to get it out. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all. I actually love that. Thank you for that clip.
Look, he already know.
Yeah, that's why he said shit. I knew from the angle.
It's Bayta. So, Chanel.
Well, it had to be her because we knew it wasn't you knew it wasn't nobody lowly in the organization. Well, it's not a random guard. Although that would have been a Princess Leia move. You know what I'm saying? Like, was it Princess Leia? No,
What?
not Leia. No. Who was Anakin? Who did Anakin fall in love with? Who did Anakin fall in love with? Padme. That would have been Princess Padme move to have like your homegirl actually be the princess, and then like so somebody tries to kill you. Yeah. So I could see the mule being somebody in the mule's entourage, but it was definitely not going to be a random nameless guard. So I think by this point, had you not said anything, I would have known it was her. I would have been suspicious once Brandon P. Bell went down like that next to her. And then I would have been suspicious. I would have been super confused once the guy's throat was slit and she was still feeling it. And then once I saw the ankles, it was confirmed. It was Bayta. I knew it. I didn't need this reveal. I knew it from the naked ankles.
Bayta was on Calgon when it got taken over to begin with. She, if you remember when she was talking to Torin's uncle, who's like a hard ass, he like falls for her. He's like, oh, you got you a real good one. And she basically convinced him to work with the regular Foundation and ride with him and be nice. She Magnifico talks about how much he loves Bayta over and over and over and over again. Here's the key one. remember when the episode like 4 episodes ago opened with the mule having a dream, and when he woke up from his dream, he's like, "It feels like I'm living someone else's life," is what he said. It feels like I'm living someone else's life. You ever feel like you're living someone else's life? When he is. And then at one point, she talks about how much she wants to meet Harry Seldon. Why the fuck would she need to meet Harry Seldon or need to go meet Harry Seldon? Right? Those things were happening. And I was like, that's how I figured it out. And so the thing is, that's interesting about this is I think the mule does have some powers. Like the guy mule has powers. He's not nearly as strong as Bayta, but she made him believe that he was that person for her own purposes until she didn't need him anymore. And so now she don't need his ass anymore, and he's dead, and she can come out and give the reveal.
Still confused.
Gaal. I'm here. It's almost done. Just let it happen.
I'm the mule.
Look, see? He done fell in love with a white woman, Chanel. You see?
Shut up.
Just that fast. Just that fast.
I mean, this is heartbreaking because Gaal was like, oh, Gaal was acting like, man, I can't commit. I'm not that type. But he was like, but I love you. I loved you ever since. So the fact that he loved her has been established throughout the whole season. So when he falls, obviously it's not like a romantic thing, but like when he says what he says in a minute, that's how you know she's actually like all is lost, because that's who Gaal could count on this whole time.
Bayta?
Torrance like, the fuck? Did you trick me? Was I loving you on my own?
It's a lot to take in, I know. I'm going to explain all of it, I promise. But right now.
Hans just shoots Miguel because, he's got to do what he's got to do.
She gets out of his grasp. But yeah, it's heartbreaking seeing him do the mule's bidding.
Thank you, Captain. I'll try to make it so you don't have to hurt her again.
Gaal, please, just listen to her. Look at how fast she did this. And we can take Empire 2, and then we'll have done it 1 year. What psychohistory couldn't do in hundreds.
She's controlling you.
No, I'm still thinking for myself. I've never known such love.
Well, when he said that, that's when you're like, well, fuck that. No, you're not. Had he not said that, I might have been like, well, maybe she's appealed to his higher sense. Like that's what Torrin, no, not Torrin. Frank. What's Torrin's uncle's name?
Randu.
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 Thank you. You just mentioned him. Randu was like, no, you got to hear him out. And whenever someone says hear them out, I'm like, okay, maybe like let's hear it. But they never actually say something you can hear out. It's always a love thing afterwards. So I do think that even if there is something appealing to whatever the mule is saying, the control aspect of it makes it where you don't know if it's legit or not. So I was actually interested to see if the mule had a better reason for things that we don't understand. But at this moment, it's giving everyone's under her control.
And also, he found him a nice white woman who's, about all the people and not Gaal Stern, who's about herself, which we'll get to. I actually have a clip called Gaal Stern later in this episode. Just for you, Chanel.
You shouldn't have that clip.
Look at you. I have dreamt about you for half my life. I'm going to convert you now.
That's what I'm saying. Look, if you want me to hear you out, then talk. Don't convert me right away. Talk.
No, because you've been
Say
trying
your
to kill
piece.
me. You don't
But
talk
that's
to
my
people
point,
trying
though.
to kill you.
But you no, because you have control right now. You have control of the room. You got everybody under your control. Say what you need to say and give me a chance to see if I agree with you, or you are full of shit. Like, I'm just saying, everybody keeps saying, hear them out, hear them out. Here go your chance, and you don't have nothing to say. You want to go straight to conversion.
Has to give in to it. Then it won't hurt so much. Go on, Maggie.
Go on, Maggie. Play your music.
Play.
I want that instrument, like a replica of it. It's so cool to me. Gaal, the actress doing Gaal was not doing good facials right here, though. I will say that.
No, she is. That's how I knew something was going on. She's so she's like,
She's supposed to have
not
just
trying
got
to
shot like 5
No,
seconds
my point
ago.
is, no, that's the point. The point is that a second ago, she knows what's about to happen. So she's not trying to smile too soon, but she's getting her satisfaction because she wants to be like blank face while the mule thinks that she's about to get her. So she's looking like blank and she's whatever, but in a second, she's about to be like, yeah, bitch, exactly. So everything before that is her just trying to remain neutral. That's what I like by her face before this, as you said, is not a good facial expression. That's how I knew she had something figured out. Because if she was shook, if she knew this instrument was like get played, it was over for her, she would have been like on the ground out of it. So that's how I knew.
That's true.
What's happening? I'm sorry. We tampered with your Banadir.
So we see the real scene of that flashback we saw in Rossum, which was Bayta about to get drowned by her daddy. And not the mule dude.
He only plays my song now. Get the fuck out of me!
Why you ain't kill her, Gaal? You could have killed her right here.
Yeah, that part.
And so then we go back to Trantor. Demerzel's catches up to Dusk, and they're in the Ascension room. And Demerzel's like, oh shit, I know what this motherfucker's finna do. And Dusk is talking big shit. You left me no option. I'm the monster you raised, but this innocent child is Empire. He's got to go. And he puts Empire down in the spot where we've seen the Dusk get incinerated when they go into Ascension. And he says, I'm gonna push this button. And you're gonna have to save this motherfucker because you compelled to do that shit because he's Empire. And Brother Dudes comes in, he's like, stop, don't go in there. He's like, he talks to Dusty, he's like, I'll delay your ascension. You don't have to do it. And he's like, oh, look who showed up. Look at you. And he's like, you can be here to watch this shit too. And he presses the button and Demerzel throws Brother Dude aside and runs over to like stop to cover the baby up. And then we start to see her start to disintegrate. And then you get the below view and the baby just completely disintegrates into dust. And then you pull back and you see Brother Day screaming like, no, and he's upset. And Demerzel turns to look at her and her body is melting and her face is coming apart. And you know what this was, Chanel? You know what this was? It has become it's overtaken another scene for the saddest robot death in history.
You mean like when
what was
Will
the previous
Smith,
number
when
one?
When Will Smith shot that robot because he thought it moved? An iRobot?
No, not that.
I have no idea. I have no clue.
Terminator 2. when Arnold Schwarzenegger was dropping into the lava to save him, and he was going, and he was going, and he was going, and then he was gone. This surpassed that. This is number one. This was sad. I felt really bad for Demerzel. And Dusk turns that shit off, and we see that the Prime Radiant survived. So whatever the fuck that shit is made out of is indestructible. Dusk comes and picks it up, and we see, but Demerzel's brain is still there, which tells us that
Yeah, a part of it at least. Yeah, it looks like half of the head. Like I was hoping the whole skull would be still there, but some part of it's melted. But I think the brain is inside of it. Yeah,
which means it can still function because we know that from Sunmaster's skull.
Yeah.
So we go back to New Terminus, and Gaal gets aboard, and she Tom Cruise dives out the building towards the planet, and then one of her red shirts.
She literally is like windsurfing in deep space.
Then one of her red shirts shows up and jumps in and catches her in the ship.
Wait, I was like, welcome the new Silver Surfer.
Yes, yeah, that's a good, yeah. She definitely was Shalabal. And so then we get the return of Gaal Stern.
It's almost ready.
I'm sorry, I tried to warn you it was her.
I know you did.
I'm in your ship's network. We don't have much time. Take me with you. My neural imprint is stored in the vault. I can show you where.
Harry, there's nothing for you where I'm going.
You made a promise. This isn't living.
You promised that man you would give him a body. Look at him. This is not living. He's stuck in his tomb. He can't go nowhere.
Vault is my tomb. I sit and stare at black walls made of my own remains and wander it like a ghost.
Hostile aircraft inbound.
We have to jump.
Gaal! I will beg.
This man said, I will beg. Don't make me beg. I will beg.
I mean, I don't understand what the harm was in taking it with her.
Made to.
Yes.
Please, take me to Harry.
I can't. He's dead. Harry died years ago.
He was like, oh! Shock Pikachu.
That's what that face is.
You lied to me.
You heard what you wanted to hear.
Jump drives are ready.
I am sorry. Jump.
And they jump away, but we don't know where they're going. We finally, the last couple scenes of the show, we go back to Trantor. Brother Dude runs in the throne room where Dusk is. Dusk has completely lost his mind at this point. Day is like, you don't know what you did. She was the one. She could have freed us. She could have set us free. She could have helped us. Dusk says, oh, is that what that bed warmer down in Mycogen told you? And Day gets on top of him, starts beating his ass, and Dusk is laughing at him like, you can't kill me, brother. You know, we got them fucking nanites. I'm just going to heal in a few seconds. Like, just go on and get your ass up off of me. And Day gets up, and Dusk says, by the way, Demerzel told me you had your nanites removed before you left. Is that true? And he's like, yeah.
I was like, oh no. Because this motherfucker's already, again, killed billions of people in genocide, killed all of his brothers and descendants, and bombing the whole tower. I'm like, he does not have any concerns about Brother Dude.
He shoots him dead. And he's not dead yet, but he's about to die. He gets on top of him and he says, hey, by the way, did you hear about the Galactic Council and Cloud Dominion and all them luminous crazies? I carved them out the sky with a black hole bomb. He says, I won't have my world continue without me. He was like, Seldon's big prediction was that the empire would be ended at this moment. And what happens after the empire is ended? He says, darkness. He's like, that's right, brother, darkness. He says, well, let's drink. Let's have a toast. And he pulls out his flask and he takes a shot like we saw earlier this season with him in Day and Dawn. And he says, the dream lives on in him, brother. And brother dude is dead. We go back to the library. Quint shows up, gives the book to the librarian. She takes him down to the little secret room where we find out that Preem is there. And this is the new home of the Second Foundation, which they did not tell Gaal because Gaal didn't want the Mule to be able to search her mind to be able to find it. So she don't know that they're there, but that's where they at. And then we cut back and we see Dusk told that the helper guy is like, hey dude, like you see that shit on the floor? Go on and clean that up. And I'm gonna need you, I'm gonna keep you hired for a little bit longer now because I just got a promotion. And I don't need these other thrones, so you can get them up out of here too. Like I don't really need them things. And then we get probably my favorite scene of the whole show. Because I did not see this coming. This I did not see coming at all.
Now that hold on. This you didn't see coming?
No, this part I saw coming. We're back in Demerzel's room, and Sunmaster's skull starts to
what part
work.
did you not see coming?
What comes after this?
Oh, okay, of course, yeah.
Handshake signal received and negotiated.
So it looks like Demerzel has clasped with this robot.
Yeah, because if you remember, it was trying to clasp from like Mycogen, and it was looking, and that's when brother dude was like, oh shit, I got to get this to Demerzel, because I don't know if he thought, oh, she will actually save us, or if he was just like apologetic, but some mixture of that was why he brought it back. And then he had the tools that were the gift that Cleon, the first or fifth or whatever the fuck, had stolen for him. For Demerzel, so he used that to get into the head of the skull. And so again, like, we knew there was something in the skull that could be working, but it seems like, as Brandon is saying, now that Demerzel's skull is looking like, I think that either that being killed in that way either reset the programming or broke the spell or whatever the fuck, because now all of a sudden Demerzel is able to clasp, or this thing is doing it on its own. That's the part I'm not 100% sure about.
No, Demerzel was always able to clasp. It just didn't have anything to clasp with. And I don't think Demerzel's brain was dead.
For the next part.
Yeah, I think you misheard the next part.
Convinced.
You'll see it.
Okay.
When we get to it.
Initiating clasp.
Because I heard the same thing that you said, but after I watched it 2 more times. So what happened? And then
accepted. Transmitting signals.
They're transmitting signals somewhere else in the galaxy. It was accepted. And I'm like, oh shit. There's more fucking robots. There's more robots. The robots are not gone.
Yeah, and if you were, wait, did we already talk about Nan in the library?
Yeah, we talked about the library, yeah.
We moved by that too quickly. I missed it. Okay.
Interesting. One of us is seeking a clasp, and from Trantor, no less.
We were told Demerzel was incapable of clasping.
Why does he have Brother Day's voice?
Because the lead pace makes a great villain.
I don't know if the robots are villains. And that makes me think
I'm
something's
just
going on
saying,
with that.
It's giving what's the skull thing from the old cartoons?
There's a lot of skulls.
You know what I'm talking about.
Cartoons.
No, you know what I'm talking about. The skull, the scary skull with the, come on. It's like the one where they make a meme out of it where he's running and laughing.
Skeletor?
Yes, it's giving Skeletor. It's giving Skeletor. So that's why I gave villain. It's giving like scary skeleton guy.
But this signal isn't coming from Demerzel.
Oh, so you missed it. Listen to what he says.
I didn't miss it.
Listen.
No less.
That's why I don't think it's Demerzel.
No, listen to what she says.
Interesting. One of us is seeking a clasp, and from Trantor, no less.
We were told Demerzel wasn't capable of clasping.
She was.
See? We were told Demerzel was not capable of clasping. Yes, she was.
But this signal isn't coming from Demerzel. Perhaps someone is seeking to embroil us in the struggle.
Someone must have succeeded.
So Calais, this is the other crazy thing. The original Calais, right, that had the math problem that Gaal figured out, which is how she got the Trantor that helped Selden and all that stuff. Apparently that Calais was a robot. Callie's been a robot this entire time. The figure Callie that exists in the world was a robot and nobody knew she was a robot.
Then all the pieces are in place.
That's literally Skeletor right there.
And then we see that they're on fucking Luna. What the fuck? They're on Luna.
They're on the moon. I don't know why it's calling it Luna.
That's the name of the moon. Luna.
They're on the moon, y'all.
They're on Luna.
The moon.
You didn't know that. You didn't know that. I had to teach you.
No,
something.
nobody call. If I go outside right now, ask my family, "Hey, y'all, what's Luna?" They'll be like, "What the fuck?" They'll be like, "Well, lunar is related to the moon, but nobody knows that you call the moon Luna." Like, I don't look up and be like, "Oh, there goes Luna." I'd be like, "Oh, there goes the moon." I'm sure it's the same thing. It's just not known, and I need to translate for people because you've been watching Star Talk, so you know this stuff.
Okay. And we see fucking Earth. This is like on Industry when we find out that we're going back to the United States next season. I think we're going to Earth next season of Foundation.
So what I was confused about is I thought that the Sunmaster skull was clasping. I'm sure like it does seem right. I'm sure it does seem convenient that it happened after Demerzel's death. So you don't know. I wasn't. What I'm still not clear on is that whether it clasped with Demerzel and then is sending out a clasp outside, or if Demerzel is not involved in this clasp. That's what I'm not sure about.
It's
based on what they
clasping
said.
with Demerzel, and then it was download. It said it was the Sunmaster skull said it was downloading. I forget the word what it used, but it sounded like it was downloading Demerzel's consciousness. And then it's transmitting that signal back to Calais on Luna. But here's the other thing, Chanel. Look at the Earth. Look at the Earth.
It's wintertime.
No, look how brown it is. Look how
I think
brown
that's what it
the
looks
Earth
like
is.
from that far up. What are you saying that this is like after we left because of climate? Hold on. That means wait till you think it's because we left after climate change? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think the Earth is fucked up. I don't think there's people there.
But I wonder what the Earth looks like from the moon in general.
We have pictures of the
Damn,
Earth.
them trees gotta be strong for you to be able to see the Amazon from the moon.
Yeah, you can see that.
I'm actually surprised that it's that. No, I'm saying I'm just surprised that it's that you can even see greenery. That's how green it is. That from the moon you can see the like say that's the Amazon rainforest. That's how thick that grass is. That it doesn't just zoom out and fade into the brown. It's like no. That's green and that's brown and then that's the oceans.
Yes.
I would say if this is the future we're heading towards, it's probably the land wouldn't be as. I feel like there'd be a little bit more. Like, you know, you would see San Andreas floating around and there'd be like a lot more water all over the world from all the tsunamis. So I don't know. We'll see what happened, but clearly this is like future. So we have no idea what's going on with Earth at this point.
And that's the end of the episode and the end of the season. We found out yesterday that they got renewed for season 4. So they'll be back for season 4 Foundation, which honestly was kind of up in the air earlier this season because they got rid of the showrunner. They got a completely new group. So I heard that they are going to cut back the budget in season 4. So I wonder if that's why we're going back.
I mean,
to
they
Earth.
went pretty hard.
But Chanel, Do you have
Oh,
any?
that's why they're going back to Earth, because they can't afford to do the other planets.
Yes, yeah.
Look, this is what it looks like from the moon. I guess there's more green.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was very brown. That stood out to me. I was like, what the
Yeah,
hell
because
happened?
America don't have that many damn trees.
No, we have a lot of trees if you think about the middle of our country.
Right, but that's not what it looks. It looks like the whole right side of America is trees. No, wait, that's not America. Look, okay, so if that's Africa right here, then what's this? Europe, Asia?
I don't know what you're pointing at.
What's connected to? Oh, that's South America. Duh. He's fucking stupid. Okay, so that's South America and that's North America. It's basically saying that all of North America is green, which is just not. It's basically saying all of Central America is green. So I just don't know what maybe the green doesn't mean what we think it does.
No, we just have a lot of green. It's just we don't think about it because we're on Earth. But if you think, it used to be way more green. But if you think about how our country is, if you just drive around, there's just so much green compared to everything else.
So this is South America. This is the Central America. This is North America. And so it's saying like this, we're to the, this is your left, my left. Is this left or right for you?
This is really bad podcasting.
When we're YouTubing. When I'm winking, what eye do you see? What eye am I winking, left or right?
It's your left eye, but it's on my right.
Okay, on the right is, they're saying this is the whole right side of America is green.
Yeah.
That's what I don't.
It is.
That's insane.
So
we'll see.
It's nothing but trees.
Have I been to Luna and seen the Earth from Moon?
No. Have you been on Earth and seen all the trees?
I wouldn't think that there's that many trees on the right side of the country, more so than the left side. So I'm just curious about it. I guess we'll see, because again, this could be a specific. We could be looking at a different hemisphere. It could be post global warming. I'm like, again, it's very far in the future, and so very far in the future means the fucking ozone is.
Hold on, was that picture?
Right? Like,
that was the picture of our Earth now, not from the show, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's looking. Yeah, I was just curious about what it means, but I guess again, like, you'll have to ask Neil deGrasse if we really want to know the truth. But what it really should look like. But yeah, so I mean, this is a show for the nerds. Like, the blurs are showing out here. This is if you really want to know what space travel could look like and what humans would be in the future if we were on different planets, and what happens post Terminator. That's what Foundation is. I think it is definitely a show that's worth watching. It's just, it can be a little bit dense and a little bit like, my critique of it is that sometimes it just shifts genres to where you're like, okay, is this an action show, or like, is this more cerebral? Like, I think sometimes it does, it insists upon itself, but I do think it's a great show. Did we already show the? I feel like the scene with Nan was at the very end.
No.
Am I tripping?
Yes.
When did they see the second Foundation?
I said that. She came into the library. She gave the librarian the thing from Demerzel's room. She said, okay, I'm going to take you down here. It's the second Foundation. We seen Preem there.
But they didn't split it up. It happened all right. Okay. Yeah.
That happened right before the scene.
In my mind, that's what I'm saying. In my mind, it ended with that, but it does end with the Earth shot. So you're right. But anyway, so it gives us a lot of setup for if the dream is what we believe it is, then the showdown with Gaal and Bayta, I guess, will happen next season in the library somehow. Demerzel, Daniil is like, that story's not done forever. Something's going to happen again with the robots. Like you said, we know that Kale is a robot now. I don't know what that means, especially concerning the fact that Kale somehow was on that planet to somehow give Harry a body. Like, I don't know what the fuck that is. And then, like you said, the Skeletor is somehow Lee Pace. I don't know. They just didn't want to pay another actor. But we could be reading into that. And then we have a setup for like an actual tyranny on Trantor, because you now have one leader who does not want to die, who is actually low-key invincible, who nobody will be able to be strong enough to fight through his nanites. Like they would have to, everybody in the castle would have to come, palace would have to come against him to try to get his nanites out and kill him. That's not going to happen. And then the one robot who was like strong enough to potentially overpower him had her programming been broken through is gone. So I think Trantor / Empire is in for some shit. And then, like you said, maybe we're going back to Earth, whatever that means. But season 3 definitely, it was a very interesting way to bring. We started with this fear of the mule. We got there, and then we built it up so that the story goes beyond that. So I'm definitely willing and looking forward to season 4.
Also, you can summarize Foundation much simpler. It's essentially Game of Thrones in the future in space. They're all fighting for control over this galaxy while there's this bigger threat that's looming that they eventually are going to need probably to come together to stop.
By the way, your mic arm sounds like a fart. I don't know if you know that. When you swing it. Okay, just so you know. No, I think I would say it's more Star Wars because, and the reason why I say that is because Game of Thrones, you cannot take out the incest and the sex. Like that is a huge part of that show, and they know it is. So like, it's less Game of Thronesy because Game of Thrones like always had a sick individual that was a part of the plot that you just couldn't get away from, who wanted to torture somebody just because. Like that was like a staple. So I feel like Game of Thrones is a little bit more
that's true
hardcore than Foundation
well,
is.
now we
but
got
definitely
one.
That's yeah, but even then he's still not trying to you remember when Joffrey had those sex workers and he was trying to stick stuff inside of them? We still don't have him doing all that. So at least there's that. By the way, I'm not going to get into this, but with recent events, people were talking about how it's very clear that people would be using basic human principles as a tool to gaslight the reality of people's behavior today. So for example, people would be like showing pictures of Joffrey and be like, guys, I can't believe you're happy that who killed Joffrey? Was it the Mountain?
No.
Or did he die because of poison?
He died because of poison. Right? Because of
right.
Marjorie's mama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's like for that get back. So it's like
Queen of Thorns.
It'd be people posting like, Joffrey had a wife and kids. How dare you guys cheer for his death? And it's like, okay. All right. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. So we'll be back later this week with Peacemaker, episode 5. Are we on? We on 5 or 4? Episode
5.
4. We're at Peacemaker episode 4. So we'll be back for Peacemaker episode 4. And then next week on the 17th, Gen V comes back out. So we are starting our next show with Gen V, which
Chanel and somewhere in there we're gonna squeeze in Chief of War. Somewhere in there is happening.
You got it right for once. The first time.
I've always known this show. I'm the one who said I wanted to watch it.
So you were saying it wrong on purpose. See?
I don't remember that. Pull the tape.
Now we see your true colors.
Prove it.
I'll prove it. Don't challenge me.
Well, anyway, guys, because I am too lazy to go in afterwards, please comment. Or if you're watching this on Spotify, you know how to leave the little comments like they do. Let us know what you guys think about our debate in the beginning about whether or not aliens will unite us all. See if you see my point, if you think Brandon's right. Also, we're excited about these shows. Tell us how you guys are feeling about looking forward to Gen V. We know people are watching Peacemaker. We know it's doing well. So like, please show us some love there. Share it with your friends. Tell people to check it out. You know, I always ask people, don't make me have to make a fake Reddit account and start advertising our show on Reddits for these shows. Like, do it for us so that I don't have to be like, oh, hey guys, ever seen this before? like, let there be some idea that maybe it's not me, maybe it is a real fan doing it. So share the show, please, if you would. You can find our socials in the show notes, but just so you know, it's at We Was Watching everywhere, but our email is at We Was Watching, or sorry, not at. Our email is just We Was Watching podcast gmail.com. Brandon is at that cool black BLK nerd on most socials, and I'm at Chanel Creating on all of them. And if you are interested in Brandon's other shows, you can find that on his social media. And that's me. I think that's it. Yep, this show is a show for blurs and aspiring baddies who are interested in sci-fi, fantasy, comedy, TV, film, all the above, and aren't afraid to talk about the race and politics that is underlying in all of it. We hope you have enjoyed this season of Foundation. We know that we have. It's giving intrigue, it's giving diverse casting, it's giving Brandon P. Bell. Enough said. Brandon, what else do you want to say about Foundation before we go?
Nothing. Come listen to Peacemaker.
You said don't?
No, come listen to Peacemaker.
Come listen. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I agree. I'm really liking Peacemaker. When you texted me about the episode, I thought it was Peacemaker because I'm like, either show right now had a chance to do some really wild stuff, because Peacemaker's also dealing with a lot of random other universe type shit. So we'll see what happens on that episode. We should see you guys tomorrow on stream. Until then, peace out, bitches.